temperature, it includes your body fluids, it includes everything which is inside your body. And your body have a protecting mechanism. You can say your body have a boss, and that boss has the responsibility to keep everything in a constant range. When anything that goes out of the range, your boss, which is in your body, will not accept that thing. So everything in our body, why I'm repeating it, this is because this is very important. Homeostasis means that everything inside of our body needs to be in a constant range. Yeah. Our bodies, this line is very important, which I'm going to write. Our bodies are efficient but demanding. Okay, how we are efficient and how we are demanding. Efficient means that the efficiency that our body have is beyond limits. The important thing is, when it comes to efficiency, efficiency means we are very accurate in our things. Like, we will maintain a constant temperature of 37 degrees centigrade. We will maintain a constant liquid level. We will maintain each and everything to a certain limit. That is efficiency, which is excellent. And this is the awesome thing which is created by Allah. No man can do that. But demand is, what is the demand? The point is, if, let's suppose, if I'm getting fever, my temperature is 37, which is actually 98.6 Fahrenheit. So when I get fever, it can get to about 100 to 101 degrees Fahrenheit. So what will happen? The thing that will happen when my body temperature is raised, the efficiency of body is that I will start panting. You know, when you get fever, or when you get sick, what actually happens, your symptoms are that I'm breathing hot, you are actually expirating a hot air, which is a symptom. Your body is, your body temperature is hot. That is the only, you can say, the visible symptom that you have. And we can get that through the thermometer. The efficiency is our body respond to that increase in temperature, and demand is that we can do that thing. Like our homeostatic regulations can maintain that high temperature to a certain limit. Then there is a demand. The demand is we need to do something then. We have different options. We have been given different options by our brain that you can take showers when the body temperature is about 104 Fahrenheit and so on. We can take medicines. We think about different other things to control this. Even the next example is water regulation. You know, if I drink, we all know that. If I drink 4 to 5 glasses of water at this time, and we all know that what will happen in next 15 to 20 minutes. That's an efficiency and that's a demand. Okay, the next thing is examples of enzymes. We have studied about enzymes, and we know that these are biological catalysts. And the most important thing about enzyme and homeostasis and body temperature is enzymes work in a constant range of temperatures. Certain range of temperature, pH, etc. So you know what will happen when we get fever, or our body temperature is 98.6 Fahrenheit, and when it gets to 100 Fahrenheit, let's suppose. Now the theory in enzyme is when the heat increases, when the body temperature increases, the activity of enzymes increases. This in turn, when the activity of enzymes increases, the metabolism has been increased. So this will also add on extra heat in the body. So when the heat or the body temperature is constantly increases, we know that there is a certain limit that enzymes can work on. And then when that range has been given off, enzymes gets denatured. And this is the most important thing about high temperature and enzymes, because the high temperature is an alarm. It is an alarming situation, because then when we get high temperature, we move around and we get the solutions of this thing. Anyways, coming to the next thing, this was very simple. This line, that homeostasis provide a certain degree of independence from variations in an external environment. So homeostasis provide a certain degree of independence for variations in external environment. That certain degree of independence is that we can easily survive in hot and humid environments. We can easily survive in severely cold environments. And how we can survive in such extremities, it is because of our homeostasis. And that homeostasis is actually controlled by our body. And that actually the system that is controlling is the boss of our body. Okay, now the next most important thing is negative feedback. So far, we have studied and we have learned that what is homeostasis, how different organisms survive, in fact, how we actually survive in different conditions, and how can we use different examples to demonstrate or to tell that what is homeostasis. The next important thing is negative feedback. Now, you know what? Every response, like if we are having a high temperature, if we are drinking so much of water, every response have a, every response is generated by the body through the negative feedback. And this negative feedback is actually, let's see, your body temperature is 98.6 Fahrenheit. It gets to 100 Fahrenheit. This 100 Fahrenheit, which is actually an increases in temperature, is a message. This message is sent to the brain, and brain assess that this is an alarming situation and we have to control this problem. And to control this problem, brain sends several messages. Where? It sends messages to skin. And why skin? It will ask the skin, or you can say it will order the skin to stop sweating, to reduce the water loss. Sorry. It will ask the skin to increase the water loss, because when we are heating up, the body will excrete sweat, the water, which is in the form of water. And then when that sweat evaporates, we get the cooling sensation. The second message, which is sent to different glands like salivary glands. And the third message to respiratory system. You know, in high fever, we usually exhale hot air, which is also a symptom of a fever. So what we actually do, and this is a great phenomena, that we exhale hot air, so we eventually remove our hotness, you can say remove the heat from the body. Okay, next example is, let me remove the board. Water potential. You know, there are different kind of things that we can do. Like you can say, if I drink 3 glasses of water, that water will go into the stomach, and from stomach to small intestine, We all know what will happen now. From small intestine, it will be absorbed into the blood. And you know, we have a constant amount of blood, or you can say we have a constant amount of liquids in our body. So when I drink 3 glasses of water, about 750 ml of water, so this will increase the volume of blood, or I can say this will increase the volume of water in the body. So this is a message. Increased water level. In a simpler words, we can say it has increased water level. So this increased water level is a message, and this message is being sent to the brain, and then brain assesses the problem, then it sends response to kidneys to reduce reabsorption. And in this way, more urine output. This was simple and a very accurate mechanism. You know, we are taking a lot amount of water inside the body, and that water goes into the blood, and this increases the water level, which is a message. That message goes to the brain, and brain produces a response, and that response, basically brain orders the kidneys to increase the reabsorption, decrease the reabsorption, so that more urine is produced. This can be seen in another way, like if, just like we are fasting these days, and if we do not drink water, so we will get a water shortage. So it will decrease water level, which is the message. That message goes to brain, and brain produces a response to the kidneys to increase the reabsorption, and hence it will produce less urine output. Now, let me get this simplified. When we do not drink water, which is actually a message, this message is a stimulus. This stimulus is being detected by certain receptors in our body. See, there's a decreased water level in the body. There are receptors that detect this message, and this message is known as stimulus. That message, this stimulus, has been sent to the brain. Brain is the central nervous system, CNS. It is actually the correcting mechanism which controls everything in your body, the water level, the temperature, the pH level, everything. So the CNS, the correcting mechanism, now sends the response, this response, to the kidneys to increase or decrease the water absorption. So this response is actually a negative feedback. And when, okay, fine, this is all right. And the last example for today is blood glucose level. Okay, we all know that our optimum, or you can say a normal range of blood glucose, is about 100 to 130 milligram per deciliter. This is an average. This is the normal value. So when you take a meal, I'm talking about a normal person, a normal healthy person. So when you take a meal, that meal goes into the blood eventually after digestion, and it increases the sugar levels. You may say it can increase the sugar level to 500 milligram per deciliter. So this 500 milligram, an increased amount of sugar in the body is a stimulus. Detected by receptors. Detected by receptors, and this message is then sent to CNS, which is the correcting mechanism, and that CNS, we can say brain, and then CNS produces a response, which is a negative feedback. And this response is in the form of, like, the brain will send responses to pancreas to produce insulin. And we know that insulin has a function to reduce the sugar level. Like, how insulin works is that insulin grabs a glucose molecule, like which is a G, glucose molecule, and it sends that glucose molecules inside the cell. And in this way, it reduces the sugar level in our plasma, or we can say in our blood. So this was a negative feedback. Now what will happen? What will happen if we do not take a meal? Just like we are fasting, and if we do not take a meal, changes, do not take a meal. So our blood sugar level will decrease. We can say it can decrease to about 70 or to 50 milligram per deciliter. So this is a stimulus which is detected by receptors, and this message is sent to the brain, the CNS, and it will send the response, the negative feedback, to the pancreas again to produce glucagon. Glucagon and insulin both are hormones. So both these hormones are responsible for managing blood sugar levels. So insulin actually reduces the sugar count, and glucagon increases the sugar count in the body. And that's it for today. Okay, we will have a question answer session right after 2 minutes. Allah Hafiz.